Okay. Good evening. I just want to welcome you to my first business builders team call. I know I am not very good at technology, so I'm still getting the hang of this. And I just wanted to welcome you. If you are new to my team or new to doTERRA, there's a lot to learn, and I want to just make education available to you as much as possible. So it's great to be with you. I hope that everything's working well on your end. If you have any questions at all, hopefully I'll be able to see them. If you also have questions in the future, I can always address those. So hopefully I'll answer them today, but just keep track of those questions and we will answer them as they come. I just wanted to talk to you tonight about business and leadership and how to make your doTERRA business work for you and be successful at it. And so we're going to spend some time tonight talking about 5 things. So the first one is, why is doTERRA unique? The second one is how to know where you fit on the building and sharing spectrum. And the third one is 5 ways to earn with doTERRA. So I'm going to explain the 5 different ways that we earn, including the different bonuses and things like that. I won't get into great detail, but I will explain generally what they are and hopefully be able to go through that with you. And then number 4, I'm going to explain to you what my 3 biggest mistakes have been in building the business so far. So hopefully you guys don't have to make those mistakes. And I'll also be sharing with you tonight, the 5th thing is how to navigate your back office. And so we're going to go through all those things. And hopefully you guys can watch either tonight live, or you guys can watch again later after I broadcast it. So when I post it. So basically my story, how I got involved in doTERRA is someone had offered me a sample and I was rather skeptical about it and didn't want to try it at all. But when I did, was totally won over within the first 5 minutes of trying it. And so it was a great experience, and I knew right away that I wanted to get my own oils, and I knew that I wanted to be able to share them with other people. So that's where I was, and my upline, my sister-in-law Kelly, explained a lot to me. And over the months before I could get my kit, she just was answering all my questions and was a great resource whenever I was confused or didn't know what was going on or what to do. So that's kind of how I got started. And once I did, I just jumped in with both feet when it comes to sharing and the business, and have been building and growing ever since. But I've made some mistakes along the way and have learned from those mistakes. And hopefully I want to help you guys learn too. Basically the beauty of doing a doTERRA business is that you can do it your own way, and there's not a one size fits all when it comes to this business. You don't have to do it the cookie cutter way that I've done it or any of our upline have done it. You can do it your way, however best fits you and your personality. We will help you and give you successful tips and tricks along the way of what works well, what has been proven to work well, and what has worked for us. But at the same time, we're not going to say you have to do it this way and you're put into a box. So basically there's 3 doors. My phone. I turn that off. Sorry. There's basically 3 different pathways or doors that when you first sign up as a wellness advocate with doTERRA, that you decide which one best fits you. And it's not like you can't change and say, well, I thought I would be this, but now I probably am turning into that. it's kind of a spectrum, and you might start at one place and move along to a different place. But basically in the beginning, you want to kind of indicate what your goals are so that your upline can help you and support you accordingly. And basically the first one is customers. And doTERRA has a large percentage, and I think it's even over 80%, that are simply loyal customers, and they use the membership for themselves and their family members, and they don't even feel like they have to do anything more with that. That's just how they use their membership, and it's great, and they love it, and we love those kind of members. That is just amazing to get that benefit, and we want to share that with everyone we can. doTERRA's big dream mission is to have an oil in every home, and we really want it to be a household name that everyone can use essential oils and feel confident about it and get them at the best priced. So we have a big goal and a big dream, but we're getting there. The second door or pathway that people take is that they're a sharer. And basically they just have a goal. It could be sharing with as many people as possible in their life. It could be that they want to make enough referrals each month to get their oils paid for that they want and need. It could be that they just have a goal that they want to expose people to the oils as they go along in their life. And so that's a share, and it's basically casual, and that person might invest anywhere between 1 and 5 hours a week into sharing with doTERRA. They will typically teach or host 1 or 2 classes a month, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But basically these type of people are putting some time and effort into this, and getting a little bit on the side, or getting their oils paid for at least. And that's basically their goal. And that's great too. We love those kind of shares. Those are great and important part of our organization. And then the third door pathway is a business builder. And so hopefully that's what almost all of you are listening now. Some of you might be sharers, but some of you or most of you are builders. And you have a specific goal in mind to make a supplemental income, or to replace your income that you have now, or to multiply your income. And so no matter where you are on that spectrum, you can move back and forth along it, and that's kind of the beauty of doTERRA. It's not one size fits all, and you can fit where you are and take it at your own pace. But basically a business builder is putting 10 to 20 to maybe even 30 hours a week into their doTERRA business, and they are investing that time by sharing the oils with new people, making new contacts every day. Probably 2 contacts every day is our goal, that we like to try and meet new people and introduce them to the oils to people every day, Monday through Friday. And then we're also teaching at least 1 class a week, and sometimes more. And so we're doing that. We are following up with people. We are making sure they're comfortable using the oils. We are teaching them about the membership and how to use them. And we're also doing things like I'm doing tonight, which is teaching about the business and exposing people to the business opportunity and how to earn, and supporting our team members on our team who are also building with us. And so it's a variety of doing all those things throughout the week as a business builder, and supporting your team accordingly. And really, when you look at the earnings potential for doTERRA, and I can refer you to that. I don't have the exact numbers offhand right now. But when you look at those business earning potentials, the averages that each rank is making, it's a great opportunity for everyone to do. Anyone can do it as long as they don't give up, and as long as they're willing to follow some simple direction from their upline of how to be successful. Anyone can do it. Success is not measured by how much education you have, how much strength or talent you have. Everyone is able to do it and learn how to do it. it, and that's the beauty of it. And so that's kind of what I'm teaching you tonight, is how to succeed, simple tips and tricks, and just knowing how to succeed with doTERRA. So I hope that it is empowering to you and encouraging to you, and I just hope that tonight you'll get a lot out of it. And as you watch again, that if you have questions, please ask me or your direct upline to help you with those questions, and so that you can understand. Basically, what we talk about in doTERRA is called residual income, and we base it off of just being able to have an income that is beyond what you trade your time for. So it is not necessarily you trading your time for money. You're investing your time now into something that will continue to pay you into the future, even when you're not doing the same work of building every day and making new contacts and putting the same amount of time in, and it will actually pay you residually into the future. And so we tell a story about buckets and pipelines, and if you haven't heard before, I just will explain it quickly, because you'll hear, oh, that's a bucket, or that's a pipeline, or I'm hauling buckets like right now, or I'm building a pipeline right now, and you'll want to kind of just know what that means. So basically, it was an illustration by a financial teacher by the name of Robert Kiyosaki, I think his name is pronounced. And he talks about a man in a village, and he was going to the water source, which was a good distance away, and he would haul water back to the village in buckets and then sell the water to people who needed it, and then make his money that way. And so as much as he could haul, that's as much as he could make. And basically another man saw this, and he thought it was a good opportunity, so he decided to haul buckets too and go to the water source and come back and get more. So then when he was doing this, he thought it might be a good idea, instead of hauling the buckets the whole time, that he would build a pipeline. And that pipeline took him some time. So each day, as he was hauling the buckets, he would stop for a little while and put some more of the pipeline on. And he built a little each day, and by and by, the first man thought, well, that's silly, you're wasting your time, you're not hauling as fast as I am, and you're spending time building this pipeline when I'm actually making more money than you. So, but the guy was patient, and he kept building his pipeline. And after, I don't know what the period of time was, maybe an hour or maybe a year, that he was building that pipeline, he ended up being able to get it to go all the way to the village. And then when he got it there, all he had to do was turn on the spigot, and it was coming out, and he didn't have to haul buckets anymore. He had the water readily available to him, and he could sell it that way because he was the owner of the pipeline. So in doTERRA, we talk about that a lot, and as doTERRA is a pipeline, we're working hard now, and we might even be hauling buckets and building a pipeline at the same time. So you might have another job. You might have an opportunity, or you might be raising kids or something like that. But basically, you're building a pipeline with doTERRA, and you're basically going to be able to turn on that faucet, and the money is going to continue to roll in because of the investment in the time that you have spent now. And so we talk about that a lot. So you want to know that illustration, and you want to be able to tell it, to people again, and explain to them that that's what residual income means. It doesn't mean that you're not working anymore, or you don't have to work at all. It just means that you are working in a different kind of way that is not the laborious trading your time for money over and over, because when you stop hauling those buckets, you will stop making money if you haven't built a pipeline. But if you have built a pipeline, then you can stop hauling the buckets and just turn on the water spigot, and it will continue to flow. So I hope that makes sense about buckets and pipelines, and it's kind of our lingo that we talk about in doTERRA, and we tell that story a lot, just as an example to explain what we mean. And basically, a lot of people think about their future and money, and they have anxiety about it because they don't know what's going to happen in their future with retirement or savings or what comes next in their career. And so with doTERRA, we really are trying to solidify that future and saving for retirement or saving for your kids' college. And everyone has a different why, but basically, when we look at the statistics, so many Americans nowadays don't even have any retirement. They don't have any plan for saving for their future. They don't have any plan. They're just thinking, oh, well, that will come someday. I'll figure it out someday. One day I'll figure out what I'm doing for retirement. One day I'll figure out how I'm going to save money. Well, then time keeps ticking, and it's always one day, and then someday it gets to the point where you're supposed to retire and you can't. You just have to keep working, and that's honestly what's happening a lot in our country, and we have to make a different choice in our future if we want it to be different. We have to choose to invest in our retirement. We have to choose to save. And how is that going to be if we are just living paycheck to paycheck? So doTERRA is a different way to think about that and to be investing for your future so that you don't have to have anxiety about it and you don't have to worry if you're going to have anything when you retire. 62% of those who retire do so with less than $10,000 a year. And that's not a lot. I mean, that's very, very little to live on. 30% of workers' savings and investment is less than $1,000. And 500,000 jobs are being eliminated by technology. And these are just some of the statistics that can cause us alarm. But with doTERRA, we don't have to be alarmed. We can know that our future, if we plan well and if we invest well and if we build smartly, doesn't have to be full of anxiety. I just want you to think about what it would mean in your life if you had an extra $1,000 a month. If you had $1,000 a month extra, what would you do with it? I'm sure you can think of several bills that you would try to pay off, whether that be debt or maybe it's a car payment or maybe it's your mortgage. You can definitely think of things to do with that. But what if it was $10,000 a month? What would you do with that? And what would you do if you were just getting $100,000 every month? It was just automatically deposited in your bank account. And right now you're starting to think about not only how you would spend the money and pay off your bills, but you're starting to think about how you would give that money to other people and how you would invest in other people's lives. And really that's the heartbeat behind doTERRA and behind the company as a whole and behind many of our builders and leaders, is that we are thinking about the future, not only of ourselves, but we're thinking about the future in light of how can we give back to the world. And I love that about the company. I love that about how the owners live their lives that way. We invest in co-impact sourcing. It's so important and it's so huge, and it's such a big part of our company is thinking about people and thinking about helping people who need help. And so it's just a beautiful thing. And so I just want you to think about wealth in that way and earning in that way. And when I tell you things like diamond leaders are making $16,000 or more a month in doTERRA, that it's not about greed or it's not about a bad connotation of wealth. It is about investing in our future. It is about investing in other people. And it is about getting rid of that anxiety of what's going to happen for when we are going to get to that point of retirement too. And so doTERRA is a very unique opportunity. It's different from, like I said, hauling buckets or working a 9-to-5 job when you trade your time for money. It's just going to be the same over and over again. If you stop working, you will stop earning. It's different from that. doTERRA is a unique opportunity for you to invest now your time and your resources and your talents so that you have something in the future that can sustain you. I feel like my camera keeps going off. So thank you for being patient as I have technical difficulties sometimes. So basically, when we think about who are the independently wealthy people in our nation, it's basically athletes, actors, authors, and business owners. And so if you're not a professional athlete, then you are among the majority. There are very few of those. If you're not a very successful professional actor or a very successful author, and even those, that's like a small percentage of authors and a small percentage of athletes that are actually independently wealthy and have it made not only for now but for retirement. You might be a business owner, and so that is a lot of people in America, but even business owners, a small percentage of them, a small percentage of entrepreneurs are actually successful and have that investment for the future. So doTERRA is unique. We know that it's a very viable business opportunity. It's not just, that a few people are successful in doTERRA. There are very, very many silver, gold, platinum, diamond, blue diamond leaders in doTERRA that are doing very well. It's not just a handful of them. There are hundreds and thousands. And so you need to know that up front, that it's unique, that it's not just a couple people who are successful and we're selling you this pipe dream of you could be among the 3 successful people in doTERRA. There are a lot, and there's no cap, there's no glass ceiling like you would find in a corporate world. So the other thing that makes doTERRA unique is our retention rate. And if you look at other companies that have a similar marketing that we do, you might find that their retention rate, if they're doing really, really well in a certain year, they might say their retention rate is 25 or 30%. And that is 25 or 30% of people who are ordering on a regular basis, their merchandise, their product or whatever. It could be purses, it could be makeup, it could be necklaces and jewelry, it could be kitchen supplies, things like that. If they hit 20 or 30% retention rate, that is those customers who are continuing to order on a regular basis, then they feel like they're doing really well and kind of knocking it out of the park. But with doTERRA, we have changed things as far as our membership goes, and so our retention rate is right around 65 or 66%. And so it's through the roof compared to other companies that have similar marketing that we do. It's just unheard of. And so that is actually what helps us in that residual income. And so if you're earning a certain percentage of residual income off of 60% of the people that are, or more, percent of the people who are in your organization, and every time they order and reorder every month, you are getting a percentage of that commission, then you are going to continue to earn over time. And that's the beauty of the oils. People love essential oils. They love doTERRA products, and they continue to order them over and over again. They love lifelong vitality supplements. They work for them. People love our hair care, our laundry detergent, and all kinds of household things that they use every day. And so they order it each month. And basically, because of our loyalty rewards program that gives people 10 to 30% back in points that they can spend, it's a great incentive to keep people coming back. And because they love it, and because of our loyalty rewards program, they keep coming back. And so we do have that 66% retention rate. And I looked this up because you can look it up in your back office too. I looked at, well, what's my retention rate for my, personal business? It's probably, a lot lower, compared to all these other big time leaders. They're probably just basing that on, big time diamond leaders or something like that. And so I looked at my retention rate in my back office, and mine is right at 66%. And so if you think about that, then all those people who continue to order, that is how I am earning an income, is by my level. And so that kind of sets doTERRA apart. And you need to know that we're unique in that we're heads and shoulders above any other company when it comes to our retention rate. Okay, so basically, if we look at network marketing companies or multi-level marketing or direct sales, however you want to say it, some people have a negative connotation, and I have to admit that I did at first too. Like, I was really skeptical, and I wasn't sure if I could make it work. I felt like maybe there were only a handful of people who were successful, and that I would always kind of stay at the lowly people. But it really has opened my eyes to be in this company for a year, and to see not only but the potential, but to see it working for me, and to see it working in my organization for other people as well. And so it's just been huge. But basically, I have a few statistics about doTERRA that is just great news. First of all, we just got rated number 2 out of all the different multi-level marketing companies, and basically there are about 40,000 network marketing companies that are similar to us in the marketing they do. It's not like they don't put commercials on TV in order to market. It's really direct sales, word of mouth, person to person. I'm connecting with you and I'm talking to you about doTERRA, and that's how we as a company do that. And we really believe that that works well with essential oils, because a lot of people would be intimidated just to order something that they've never tried offline and or online and see how it works for them. And so they want to try it person to person. They want someone who can coach them through, well, how do I use it, and where do I put it, and how much do I use, and things like that. So that's why it works really well for us in doTERRA to do it this way, and to do person to person direct sales. But basically, out of those 40,000 network marketing companies, only 9 have hit $1 billion in sales. And so that's just like not very many. A majority of them actually, fail. And so just to think about that, like only 9 have hit $1 billion in sales. And the fastest one to hit $1 billion actually took them 14 years to hit that $1 billion mark as a company. And yet doTERRA, I'm happy to say, is we hit $1 billion in sales in less than 7 years. So we definitely knocked it out of the ballpark in that department too. And so not only is our retention rate, but our growth is so extraordinary. We're just in a huge growth time, and we are a part of health and healthcare, quote unquote. It's not that we have drugs or medicine per se, but we're part of that industry where people are concerned about their health and they want to do something about it, and they're interested in natural alternatives, because sometimes the things that they're putting into their bodies have caused them a side effect or have caused them to have a negative reaction, and they're really looking for something that will work quickly, that will work effectively, that will be affordable. And so we have that to offer. It's huge. And so that's why our growth has been so huge and so fast and so quick. And because people are looking for it, they really want it. And so you can know among the network marketing companies that we have something unique to offer that people are really looking for. Another thing that sets us apart is just our market pool, and it makes us unique is that it's not just moms who are interested. It's not just athletes who are interested in doTERRA. It's not just kids. We're not selling toys that are for a certain age group. You know, it's a consumable product that everyone can make use of. If you have a body, you can use essential oils. And so our market is just huge, and that sets us apart too. And so then the last thing that kind of sets us apart as a company is our compensation plan. And I told you that one of the things that we were going to talk about tonight is how to get paid with doTERRA. So I'm going to quickly run through those. I will spend another webinar where I can kind of do a screen share with you and figure that out a little bit more in detail, how to get those slides on. I don't have like the slideshow pulled up and prepared for you, but I'll get all that in detail. Another reason I'm not going to go into so much detail tonight is that there are a lot of webinars already about doTERRA's compensation plan, and if I haven't shared those already with you, just email me and I will. If I have shared those with you and you haven't watched them yet, please do. It's really important to understand in detail our compensation plan, but I will go over it generally tonight, and then we can talk about it more another time. But basically, our compensation plan, it works really well. There's 5 ways to earn. The first one, we talk about retail sales, and honestly, it's not a large part of our paycheck. And that was actually eye-opening and surprising to a lot of people on my team who have done network marketing before, and they're used to just having the retail sales be the largest part of their paycheck. And with doTERRA, it's not. Excuse me. And the reason that is is because even though we can sell the product for a 25% markup, then we buy it at wholesale, and that would be the retail price. We prefer to empower people. So instead of being a salesperson, we really prefer to kind of hook people up with our own membership, and I'll teach you how to use the oils so that you can feel confident enough to use them on your own. But get the products that you want and get the products that you need. Get the oils that you want and the oils that you need for wholesale price. Why wouldn't you if you can? So I'd rather hook you up with that than say, okay, well, you can wait till I place an order and you can pay me 25% more and I'll deliver it to you or ship it to you. Like, I would rather people just get it directly from doTERRA and save money. And that's what we're doing. We're really empowering people. So sometimes people will order retail from me if they're just new to oils, if they're just still checking it out, or they just want to buy 1 or 2. I will let them do that. But if they're thinking about buying a kit from me or buying like 4 or 5 or 6 different oils from me, I'm like, I just don't let them do it. I'm like, you have to, get a membership because you're going to be paying so much more than you should. And so with that, retail is possible when people order off of your website and just shop instead of becoming a member. They will pay retail and you'll get that commission, but it's honestly not a huge part of our paycheck. It's just a small portion of it for people who are just checking out the oils. The second way to earn is called the power of 3, bonus, and also fast start bonus is in there too. You can, sometimes people say one or the other before that, but basically power of 3 bonus is how you're structured in your organization. And when you have you and 3 builders and leaders who are under you, and your total between the 4 of you and anyone else on your front line is at 600, and those 3 builders and leaders are ordering at least 100 PV each month, then you will get the power of 3 bonus. So that first bonus is 50. If they replicate that on their team as well, so you've got 9 people in addition to that, that will get you your $250 bonus, and that's power of 3. And then there's replicated one more time, and if those 9 people replicate that and have 3 leaders under them that are all at 100 PV each month, then you will get the $1,500 bonus, and that's power of 3. So it's not it doesn't add up, so you don't get 50 and 250 and 1,500. You just get the highest one that you qualify for. And it could change every month, honestly. You might get 50 one month, you might get 250 the next month. It can go up and down, and you have to qualify for it each month. And each person on your downline who is in that kind of trail needs to be placing their 100 PV order. So you kind of have to grow your organization in a good structure in order to get that to happen. And nobody does it perfectly, so don't feel bad if you don't. But that's a great bonus that you can get and that you want to try to aim for as you structure your organization and as you place people. And we can talk about placements at the end too. I will explain how to move someone on your organization. Okay, so then we're going to talk about Fast Start bonus. And Fast Start is a really great thing because they wanted to do they wanted to help you out as you're earning that residual income and growing your organization so that you have a lot of people under you who are ordering on a regular basis. That's what Unilevel is. But the Fast Start is kind of what you get right away when you enroll someone for the first 60 days, including their enrollment kit. You are going to get 20% of their orders back in commissions. And so that's really helpful. So if they order a kit, and then the next month they place an LRP, then both of those you're going to get a Fast Start bonus off. And Fast Start's paid once a week, and the other bonuses and Unilevel commissions are paid once a month. So just know that that's kind of how the time paychecks come. And then the fourth way to get paid is Unilevel, and I just talked about that. And that's based on the structure of your organization and the people who are in it and how much they're ordering. But basically, based on your total volume, you're going to get paid based on each level. If someone is 7 levels deep in your organization, you're going to get 7%. If they're 6 levels deep, you're going to get 6%, and then so forth up to the first level. You're going to get 2%. So basically, you are earning Unilevel commission each month, and that becomes the largest part of your paycheck the longer you're in doTERRA and the more people you have in your organization. And then the last way to get paid is the leadership pool. So starting at silver and above, you're going to get a certain portion of the company's entire sales that they have done for that month. And so that's a great way to just continue to earn more as you rank advance. And so we can talk about rank advancement in the future in more detail too. But basically, you'll want to look at that compensation plan. You'll want to look at the different ranks and how to reach those, and I can explain more about those in the future too. So basically, those are the 5 ways to earn, and you want to keep those in mind as you're going and keep those goals in front of you as you're thinking about, well, I want to make this much per month, or I want to hit this rank by this certain time, and then go from there, kind of work it backwards. And ask yourself, what is it going to take for me to share with that many people? How many classes do I need to host or teach this month? And how many kits am I going to have to sell to make that commission? And so you can break it down that way. Sorry, my nose is itchy. Basically, when you're getting into a career, it's important to know, like, what is the potential of earning? If you're a teacher, you want to know, okay, I'm becoming a teacher, I'm going to school to be a teacher, this is how much I can earn as a teacher if I'm going to work in this area. If you're becoming a firefighter, how much do firefighters make? If you're becoming a nurse, how much do nurses make? And so the same thing with doTERRA. And so you want to look at those earnings for 2014. And I can post those. Kelly has posted them too on the Team Living to Worship site. And those will kind of help give you an idea of what people in doTERRA are earning now, what a silver is earning, what a gold is earning, what is a diamond earning, what's a blue diamond earning, and what you want to reach for in those. What do you need to pay off? What bills do you have that you want to pay off? What retirement goals do you have that you want to pay off? And so just think about those. Think about the earning potential of doTERRA. And in that, I really would like you to take the first step as a builder. And the very first step as a builder, when you figure out where you are, when you say, okay, I'm past the sharer, I don't just want to do this casually. I want to do this and make this my business and commit to it and give it my all and jump in with both feet. When you decide to do that, you'll want to set some goals, and you'll want to say, I want to reach diamond in 3 years, or I want to reach gold in 6 months. You want to look at those earnings and say, I need to make $1,500 a month to support my to supplement my income. I need to make $3,000 a month. I need to make $10,000 a month. I want to multiply my income. So it's all based on your goals. I can't set those goals for you. I don't know what rank you want to reach. I don't know how much money you need to make. And that's all up to you. I don't know if you're going to be a sharer or a builder. I can't decide that for you. No one else can. And I don't want to decide it for you. And I'm not that kind of person that will say, well, let's push you a little bit farther. You tell me you want to hit silver, but I'm going to tell you you have to aim for diamond. It's not about me. It's about you. And so you tell me what you want to reach, and let me be the one to support you and teach you and show you how to get there. And if I can't do it, then I'll point you in the direction of someone who can, for sure. But anyways, we really just do want to open it up so that you can set your own goals. And when you do, I really want you to write it down. I want you to put it somewhere where you'll see it. And you might say, I want to be silver by next year. I want to be diamond in 2 years. And so you put that up and you reach for that goal and you put it somewhere where you can see it every day. And then the second thing that a builder will do is make a list. And the reason a list is important is because you need to know who your contacts are. You need to know who you're going to invite to your first classes. And then you need to know who you've already contacted so that you can follow up with them and so that you can connect with them again to see, okay, well, what are you interested in now that you know about oils? Are you interested in getting any of your own? So that's important too, and important to learn. So that's the second thing you want to do. And the third thing you want to do after you make a list is you want to start inviting people. And you want to make sure that you have educated them about essential oils and about the business opportunity. And you never want to leave that out. and my going into my 3 biggest mistakes, because I wanted to touch on that tonight. That's been one of my biggest mistakes, is that I have left out the business opportunity when it comes to teaching my classes. And I'll teach about the oils, and that's great, and I'll teach about the membership, and that's fine, but I'll leave that part out. And really, in every class, you never know, there's going to be somebody who will be in that class who will be interested, who will have a need, who will want to pursue something. And if you don't present the opportunity, there will be no way for them to take it. So remember to do that, and do it often. Do it every chance you can. That's how you're going to find those builders. And you need to find at least 3 if you're going to succeed in this business. And then you need to teach them how to find 3 as well. And so just doing that, and you're not going to find those 3 if you're not presenting the business opportunity and saying, hey, and this is how I do it. I do it super casual when we're in a class, because I know they've come for the essential oils, and that's why they, that's what I told them they were going to learn about. And so I definitely have to teach them about that and emphasize, this is what essential oils are. This is how you use them. This is how you get them into your home for a savings. That's what I teach at an intro class, but I don't leave it out. And at the end I say, and make sure to say, and, remember to say, some of you think I'm crazy, and you're going to go home and you don't want any oils, but at least you smell good as you're leaving. And some of you want to get oils, and you're ready to have a membership, and you want to get some oils into your home. And I'm going to help you with that. And then some of you can picture yourself doing what I'm doing too. And you think you could educate people about essential oils and help empower people with natural medicine too. And so I want to talk to you about that and what it looks like to build with doTERRA and to earn. And we can talk about that afterwards too. And so it's real simple and easy and disarming when I talk about it, but I make sure and get it in as often as I can, because there's going to be somebody, and it's happened, and people won't think about it until you help them think about it. They'll be like, oh, that's just for them to do. I'm just here, to get a membership, or I'm just here to find out about oils. They won't know there's an opportunity unless you offer it, unless you explain. Every wellness advocate can build with doTERRA. If you have a wellness advocate number, you can build with doTERRA. It's not complicated. It's not hard. It's very duplicable. And that's on purpose with doTERRA. We want to get an oil in every home. We want to share the oils around the world with everyone, because we believe in them that much. That's how well they work. So anyways, that was an important thing for me to touch base on. And then another mistake that I've made is that I don't tell people about loyalty rewards. I didn't always do that. I told people about the membership, and I told people about the oils, but I failed to tell them about loyalty rewards program. And so then it made my job 10 times harder to have to go back to them and say, hey, would you like to order on a monthly basis? And they're like, what are you talking about? And so then I had to, kind of broach the subject all over again. And that happens. Sometimes you do need to remind people that that's an opportunity that they can order every month and get points back. But overall, if you're presenting that at the same time that you're presenting the oils, then you're doing them a favor. And if you don't talk about loyalty rewards and how they can save even more than 25%, then you're doing them a disservice, and you're keeping a savings from them. And so be sure to talk about loyalty rewards when you teach your classes, and when you offer people oils, and when you offer people a membership. And I am very low key, low pressure when it comes to that too. And I always explain to people, this is something you can opt into and opt out of, and not lose your membership just because you opt out of it. It's fine. You'll still keep your membership, and you can cancel at any time, and you'll still have your membership. But and you can order as much or as little as you want. You can order $10 a month or $10,000 a month. It's really up to you, and it's up to your needs, and it's up to your desires and what you need and want. And I kind of leave it at that, and I explain the different, levels of minimums, when it comes to 50 in order to earn, in order to increase in percentage. When it comes to 100 minimum, if you're going to be earning with doTERRA, and 125 if you're going to be getting the product of the month. And I explain that quickly, and I play the 2-minute video that's on the Class in the Box DVD. But I do make sure that I offer loyalty rewards. And in the beginning, I didn't. And I didn't have that high retention rate. I didn't have people ordering. And when I go back to the first people that I enrolled, I can tell that I failed in that, because they still don't know what loyalty rewards is. And it's because I didn't explain it to them in the beginning. And so I've got to go back and say, hi, do you want to reorder? And they're like, how do I reorder? And I'm just like, oh, I failed. And it's that palm to the forehead thing, like, I totally failed you and I'm so sorry, but let me explain the best way to order and the best way to save with doTERRA. So you'll get the hang of it, and you'll make mistakes along the way, but just try not to make my mistakes. The other mistake that I have made in my business that I don't want you to make is that I have done too much for people, and I haven't taught them how to do it on their own. And really, doTERRA is all about empowering people. And so we are about serving people with the oils, and we are about empowering people with the membership, with LRP, and with the business opportunity. And so what I have done is I have either managed someone else's account for them, or I have, I have enrolled people under them and placed people under them in their organization. And so, all of their enrollments are my enrollments that I have placed under them. All of their organization is basically from me. And really, I should have been teaching them better. This is how you build. You build by enrolling people. You build by making a list, inviting that list to classes, teaching classes, and enrolling people. And so just remember that as you're building, like that it's your role to teach people and empower them, not to do it for them. So that's kind of my what not to do. So we went through all of that, and then basically I wanted to try to help you guys navigate your back office. And so what I'm going to try to do is do a screen share, but I have to adjust a couple things here. So bear with me while I try to screen share. Okay, I'm getting there. Hopefully I'm still on with you guys and you can see that. So basically when it comes up and when your back office looks like this, that was my speaker that fell on the floor. When your back office looks like this, that's what it kind of pulls up when you first log in. Then I'm going to close that out because I don't want to shop right now. You can go to any of these tabs. Obviously, you're going to shop here. This is your dashboard. It's going to tell you how many points you have. So I don't have very many points. I spent them all last month on incentives and rewards. It's going to tell you what percentage you're at of points that you're getting back. It's going to tell you your volume right here. That's your total volume for the month. It's going to tell you right here where you are at power of 3. So if you've qualified for 50, that'll light up and turn either purple or green, I forget, or gray maybe. And then it's going to tell you some other things here, like here's your earnings. This is your fast start earnings. This is your unilevel earnings. It's going to show you all that. And then, sorry, I'm going to try not to show people's names there. Then if you come over to this here, you can change different things as far as it goes to like your password if you need to change that. There's a couple other things here. Most of this you're not necessarily going to need, but this personal information and password. This is your online store. If you haven't gone to that, I would suggest going to that. You can click on the settings and change that around. You can change the name of your organization if you want to, like mine's Oils from the Nest, if you'd rather have it something instead of your personal name at the end, things like that. That's where you would change that. You can also change your contact information. You can add a photo here. You can change, and then you can preview your business site. And you can add a little blurb there too. So basically this is my website. That's my preview. I don't need to look at that, but you can if you like. And then that's where you would change and have your little blurb there. Then when you go into the team tab, you can look at all different kinds of things here, like you can find out what your total membership is, what new members you have, what your volume from the past is. You can go to the graphical tree here and you can look at what your organization looks at, like structurally, where people are. You can look at what your power of 3 is going to be looking like for the next month and this month, and what people's loyalty rewards orders are as of right now. That way, if they dip below 100 and you know they're trying to earn, you can remind them to push that back up before the computer runs payroll so that they don't miss a paycheck. I find myself doing that sometimes just to help people learn that. Basically, you can go here and there is a way to do sponsor changes there. So what you'll do is you'll want to know where you want to place that person in your organization before you go there. But once you do that, I'm not going to click on that because it will show somebody's name there, and I don't want to show names on the webinar. But when you click there, it'll ask you for the number that you want to change the sponsor to, and you just add their IPC number in there, and then you verify and finalize that. You do have to do both of those steps. You have to verify and finalize it, and then it'll move that person. Within about 24 hours, it'll show up that way on your graphical tree. So that's kind of just some basics, but I just wanted to go over that with you. Hopefully that worked. And let me see if I can get out of the screen share. That's weird. Your screen sharing stop. Oh, okay. See, I'm such a novice at this. I'm sorry. I'll get better. I was a little bit nervous about this tonight because it's my first time doing a full-length webinar about business. And so, you know what? I listened to the Choosing Courage webinar today from Tanya and Crystal, and it helped me have courage tonight to do this because I'm not the tech savvy one. But I know so many of you are far away, and it's hard to, even if you're close, it's hard to get to me sometimes, and for us to make time together and for us to find a time that works. And I do feel like technology helps in that way, that you can at least see my face and hear my voice and just hear someone you know and trust who's doing the business. I just feel like that's so important, and trust is important in our organization and in our business and in life in general. It's important to trust people, and I want you guys to see my face and see a trusted person that you know is not gonna lie to you or pull one over on you or try to tell you things that aren't so. You know, the things that I'm telling you tonight and I'm teaching you are things that are true of my organization and true of my upline, and things that I've learned that I'm passing on to you. And so it's important for me to do that for you, even though I'm not good at it yet. So I'm trying to get good at it. I'm trying to learn it. And I'm thankful for my upline, especially Callie helps me this week just with learning how to do it. So hopefully it turns out well. And when you watch the replay, it will be helpful. That's what I want. I want it to be helpful, because your success is my success. So I want you to be successful. I want you to reach your goals, not mine. I have to reach my goals for me, and you have to reach your goals for you, but I want to help you reach your goals, the goals that you set. And I want to empower you to do that and show you what that looks like. So that's basically all I have for you tonight. I hope it was informational. I hope you learned a lot. I hope that it is encouraging, and that you have some of your questions answered. With doTERRA, you have basically the sky's the limit, and I want you guys to have the opportunity that I have, that I have had, and that I continue to have, and that it's in our future. And I want you to have the motivation that I have. Even when it gets hard, I want you to know that it gets hard for me too. There are days when I want to quit, that I feel like, am I doing anything right? Am I having any progress? Am I getting anywhere? And there will be days like that for you too. It's just part of life in general. But you don't quit on the bad days. You're not allowed to quit on those days. You got to push through those. You got to push through those obstacles. And so I want to help you with that. I want to just inform you and educate you so that you are empowered. And I want you to reach your goals. So I hope and believe that you will do that. And I am praying for you. I will take any questions. You can post them in the comments here, and I'll try to answer them as they go. Sometimes a better way to answer a question is just to get a hold of me directly. And if you don't have my information already, I will at least post my email in the comments below, so that if you find this and are watching it, or if someone shares it with me and you don't have my information, you can get in touch with me. So signing off for now. Blessings.